Hi Sagittarius, how are we doing? Long time no speak, no see, no hear, whatever it is everybody does when they're engaging in this sort of thing. Firstly, let me apologise for my absence. I've been really busy with New Year readings and my day job as well, so I haven't had the chance to turn my hand to the YouTube channel, which I love doing, and I'm so glad that I'm able to be back now. So here I am, and as usual I have meditated on the cards, you know, shuffled, taken the jumpers, and they're waiting here to be read. Welcome to any newbies, everybody welcome, the more the merrier. And right, without further ado, let's get started on your February 2021 reading. So, before we start, let me just take the Wisdom Oracle. I'd like to frame this reading before we launch into it, just to see if we can't add another little nugget of information to it. But, wow, I can't believe we're in lockdown again, folks. Can you? Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, first time round it was a bit of a novelty, wasn't it? And it was actually quite cool. You can do sort of your own thing, you know, in between your work, sort of do your meditation, you know, after lunch, and then go back to your work. You know, we had time to get to know ourselves. Now we've got time to get to know ourselves even better. You know, it's I think the general consensus is that everybody is well and truly over lockdown now. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to lift tomorrow or anytime soon, but I think if we aim for the spring and that new freshness, that new life in the air, I think that if we just focus on, you know, March, April, May, it might keep us all going. But yeah, things are really stale at the moment, aren't they? And it, not all of the readings actually, but some of the readings, you know, have reflected that. So, but you know, it's only natural. But wow, what a read you've got here, guys. Can't wait to get started. But I do want a Wisdom Oracle, one or two, I don't mind. I'm going to carry on this shuffle, see if anything else jumps out. Right, that poking out, so I'm taking that as well. Right. So we've got Yang. And to me, do you know, as I was shuffling, and before, when I was meditating, and I finished the meditation and I started the shuffle, a great gust of wind blew outside, and you know in the cowboy movies when you hear that. And the first thing that came to me was winds of change. And I think that you've got a lot of change going on here, or some is definitely coming towards you. You've got the yang here, but you do need the yin. So I will say that maybe, you know, there's a degree of balance being searched for here. And you've got loyal heart, which is absolutely beautiful. And I think this is to do with you. It's you and your loyal heart, and staying loyal to yourself and your truths. Really, really beautiful. So let's embark upon the read. And here we go. The overarching energy of the read, which is the card on the bottom of the deck, we've got the 10 of discs, which is pentacles in the traditional deck. So this is about completion. This is something coming to an end. It's a wrap, Saggies. So whatever it is that you've been experiencing, it's going to be, well, it's nearing completion, or it has been complete. It depends. You know, being a general read, it won't be the same for all of you and won't resonate with all of you. So do take the bits that do and use them as stepping stones to propel yourself forward in the best possible way. Now, in our departing energy, we've got the King of Swords. As you can see, I never ever, this is the first time ever I've taken a reversal card, but I've taken this as a reverse because it came out so adamantly that I thought it slapped on the table. It slapped itself on the table as if to say, here I am, and that's how it is. So I actually felt, no, leave it in the reverse. And what I'm going to say, the King of Swords, the attributes that it carries, it's about knowledge, wisdom, it's about expertise. You know, the king is somebody who gives good advice. Because of the way it fell out, and I felt that I had to leave it reversed, I feel that you are lacking confidence in yourself, in the things that you know, in your wisdom, in the things that you've learned. I think that there's a lack of confidence going on here. And, you know, the King of what swords are very thought-based. So what I will say is, whatever you're feeling, the lack of confidence that you're feeling, it's not real. It's all in your head. I'm going to bring in loyal heart. Don't forget, be true to yourself. You know, the thoughts that you're having that are knocking your confidence, is it real? Is it true? Do you know it to be true? You know, really look at that, because I think that you're fooling yourself here. I think that you know more than you think you know. I think you're wiser than you think you know. And I think you give good advice, and people will say it, maybe not to you, but people will say it to others. So don't, when you're beating yourself up, at least do it truthfully to yourself. Be loyal in your heart to yourself. So yeah, I think you're giving yourself a hard time here. We've got in the energy coming in, we've got the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. Now, Six of Pentacles, it's about determination, it's about perseverance, and it's about laser focus. And, you know, the Seven of Cups on top, this is about lessons learned, right? I'm going to pick up the King. The three of these belong together. Right, lessons learned, gaining experience, maybe taking on new training for the things that you feel that you lack in, or areas that you lack in. Make sure that you aren't fooling yourself. You know what you know. You know your truth. It might not be the same as somebody else's truth, but your truth is your truth, and it's certainly true. So don't underestimate yourself. I think you're underestimating yourself. You know, I think laser focus is going to come in. I think you're going to change direction. You're going to take, you know, you're going to learn the lessons that you've got to learn, and you're going to take that forward with that laser focus. And I'm really pleased to see these two cards after a reversed King. So if you've been knocked a bit, if your confidence has been knocked a bit, don't worry. I think you're going to come out of that funk, and everything is going to be really, really, you know, it's really going to be fine. We've got in your challenge position, Sagittarius, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is asking you to evolve. It's about creating new opportunities for yourself, or seeing the opportunities that come towards you. If you've been on a real downer, and you've been, you know, a bit muddled in your head, in your thought process, if you're not thinking things through properly, you're going to miss opportunities. So it's time to take, maybe, you know, I'm going to say it sounds harsh, but maybe it's time to come out of the pity pot. You know, this is about evolving. This is about getting back on the wheel of life, and marching forward. It's that marching forward with a laser focus of the Six here. So absolutely get on that wheel. You know, you need to evolve, and through whatever this experience is, you will have evolved. You can't not help but evolve when you go through stuff like that. It's like I said, it will mean something different to everybody. So apply it in the areas of your life where it means something. But don't forget, there are new opportunities there. And if there aren't, create them. You know, be instrumental on what's going on in your life. But yeah, and that's your challenge, and it's a bloody big one. I've got to say, it's huge, and it might seem a bit daunting, but you know what? You can do it, you know, so just do it. We've got advice. I love the advice from Spirit. I've got to say, Saggies, we've got the Two of Pentacles, we've got the Five of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So we've got a fork in the road here. You've got a decision to make, right? The decision that you do make, whichever decision it is going to bring change, right? It's going to be a change from what you're doing. It's not as if you've got two paths and you're going to remain on the path you know. These are two different paths, is what my instinct is telling me. You've got a decision to make coming up. It's going to be change. It's going to bring in change, but it will bring in stability. It's absolutely going to bring in more stability. So if you're feeling a bit wobbly, when you've got back onto that wheel of life, if it does present a bit of a wobble for you, you know, try and keep it real. Try and stay grounded. try not to be all up in your head about it. Keep it factual, keep it straight, keep it down to earth, you know, so, you know, decision to make, which brings about change, but that change is going to bring forward stability, which is wonderful, wonderful advice from Spirit here, I think. And much needed after that first part of the reading, I think, because it sounds like you're a bit wobbly. But I think there's a good deal to be optimistic about here. Now, drum roll please, we've got in the potential outcome, we've got the World. Wonderful, absolutely beautiful. You know, Major Arcana card. This is about harmony, balance, fulfillment. It's about things being the way you want them to be. It's about the choice you make, the change it brings, with the stability that it brings too. So really quite a pivotal read, I'd say. But I will say you do have the yang here, and you need the yang, the yin to go with it. So I think when you've made your decision that brings about the change, that brings the stability, that change might be the yin coming in. So, you know, there's a bit here that needs to be brought into the mix. So bear that in mind. Things are a little bit wobbly at the moment. They're a bit unbalanced, but the potential for that yin to come in is here. And that's where it belongs, right there. Yang, yin, or yin, yang, and the World. So really, really beautiful ending there. Full of potential. Right, let's just put the cherry on the cake. We need an Animal Oracle card for a final nugget of inspiration going into February 2021. Yeah, it does look like you've had a bit of a wobble. It's like I said, overarching energy is completion. So you are coming to the end of it. And the cards here are saying you've got to jump back on the wheel, guys. Come on, Saggies. There's a decision to make. It will bring change. But you know what? That change will bring stability. So, yeah. I think you've learned a lot here. You know, a lot of knowledge has been, you know, taken on board. Right, that's Animal Oracle for Saggies 2021, please, Spirit. There we go. Let's just finish the shuffle, see if anything else jumps out. No. Let's see what nugget. Tend to the small things. I think that's really good advice. When you've got so much going on, it tends to feel overwhelming. And when we become overwhelmed, everything appears insurmountable. And if we just start with one small thing at a time, even if it's one thing a day, by the end of the week, you've done 7 things that you need to do, that really needed doing, that you can't be bothered to do. That is just another thing on your plate, but it's a small thing. If you start with the small things and build from there, you know, you climb a step every day, don't you, Saggies? So it's all good. So that's really Mouse Spirit, and that's tend to the small things, and everything else will, the burden lessens, doesn't it? It doesn't, it just takes a little bit off the plate every day. You know, sometimes we can't take a ladle and scoop it all out, unfortunately. It has to be done bit by bit. And, you know, this is where we learn our lessons. You know, and motivation, this will bring motivation as well. You know, put it in small chunks instead of like great big buckets. So yeah. So there's your read, Saggies. I hope it resonated with you. It won't with all of you, but just take the bits, like I said earlier, that do resonate with you, that mean something, and use them as stepping stones to improve, you know, whatever you can going forward. So, yeah, that's it. That's a wrap, folks. What do I need to say now? Right, I'm a techie dinosaur, and I've been told that the like button is really, really important. So if you did like the content and you did enjoy the reading, please press the like button, because it means it gets out to other people who enjoy the same type of content. And that's greatly appreciated. Love your comments, so please leave those, and please subscribe if you want an alert for when the next reading is posted. Energy readings back next week, so stay tuned. I will let you know over Instagram. And all that remains to say is have a fabulous February, and be kind to yourself and each other. Toodle pip, folks.